Hey everyone, Tink the Barbarian here, and I'm coming at you with my second video vlog thing. It's a little later than I planned, but I got some video from my vacation. I have a little work drama that I'll save for the end of the video, or towards it. But stuff did happen, so we're going to go ahead and discuss all that, so hope you enjoy. So I can't remember whether it was my last vlog or some other video that I mentioned, but I was going to Duluth for a trip with my girlfriend, who we'll call Disney Princess, because she loves the Disney Princess stuff, and her son we'll call Critter, because anyway, so Disney Princess wanted to take Critter up to Duluth to the Children's Science Museum for one of his Christmas presents, and she had invited me along. And I figured, you know what? Even though the second beta for Sea of Thieves is out that weekend, I'm going to have a lot more fun with them at this hotel with the water park and a science museum than I will staying cooped up in my apartment here. So we end up getting to the hotel. It's kind of late at night, but we have enough time to go exploring, do a little swimming, that sort of thing. So we get our stuff on and we start heading downstairs to go swimming. So here we have the hallway that went from the rooms down to the water park area and arcade, which we were on like the second or third floor, but all of this was decorated up to be like some kind of jungle, and then that was a bird I was showing. Here's the arcade. I don't remember getting more footage of it, but I definitely went in here with Critter, and there was some other stuff towards the water park, then a little monkey there that I thought was kind of cute or neat, whatever. So now this is the water park part, and there's the hot tub, and over we're gonna pan to the jungle gym, which Critter and I both played around on. That way, I could make sure you don't hurt himself too badly. This is the hot tub, which I thought was pretty cool. I liked how they made it look with the rock wall formation and whatnot. And then these tiki torches had the like a water system inside of them, so it could have water coming down on the lazy river, which I went down every time I went down the big blue water slide where you have to go down on the tube, which was pretty fun, I tell you what. So when Critter and I went on the jungle gym, there was these like three sets of slides on there. There was a blue one, which a little bigger, a little faster, you know. There was a green one, a little shorter, smaller, it still went pretty smoothly. It was great. And there's little kitty yellow ones, your standard playground style slide that hardly did anything. And I'm like, Critter, let's go down the slide. It's like, no, I scared. So, like, well, here, slide on my lap. We'll go down with you. So he gets on the thing to where he's holding the top of the slide and his feet are on the bottom. And I'm not expecting it to be all that slippery. So I just go ahead and jump on as if, nothing to worry about. Little did I know that when I did that, it kind of shot me down a little bit. So I grab him on my way down, and the poor kid hits his head on the bottom of the slide, and I felt a little bad for him. I'm not gonna lie, but needless to say, we didn't try the other slides for a little while. He went down the yellow one quite a few times, and then I talked him into going down the green one that was connected to the jungle gym. I was a little more careful with this time. So we get him on my lap. We go down. We've gone down that. We go down that slide a couple times, and I trick him into going down the blue one. After that, he liked it. I still had to go with him, but he liked it. So now, before we hit that blue slide or the other slides in general, I think. So after the yellow, couple times down the yellow side, I think I actually suggested we go down the big one where you have to take the tubes. And I point to it and everything. He's like, hey, Critter, you want to go down that one? You want to go down that slide? He's like, yeah, let's go down that slide. So, we go down that slide, or up to the stairs to go down that slide. And holy crap, that's a lot of stairs. We we get onto this platform where we get ready, and we have to have the two tubes because there's two of us, and they can't just sit in your lap, which is fine. I get it, safety reasons. But that's hard sitting on the back circle, and yeah, it's fun. Um, but we shoot down there. I mean, we're doing turns. It at first, the first bit of it is pretty dark, which I think they should use a little lighter color of a tube or something that lets the light in a little more. So I think that would have been better. But, we get to the bottom and he's laughing. He's having a great time. We go down that thing like three more times. And on one of the turns, when I'm trying to get, because each time I try and get comfortable, because I am not in a comfortable position to go down the lazy Susan. Or not lazy Susan, I'm sorry. The lazy river. Now, to go down the tube, it's just fine. But to go down the lazy river for that long a time, I don't like it. It's not comfortable. But one of the times the kid damn near went under. Luckily, I caught him in time, and luckily his mother wasn't around, which wouldn't have mattered anyway because I caught him, like I said, but yeah. So now the next day we go to the Children's Science Museum. Now I did forget to take footage of the superhero training area, which honestly there wasn't a whole lot, but I took shots of this stuff in this area, which I thought was better than the superhero training area, to be quite honest. And there, I mean, there was the little woman who lived in a shoe house, which I thought was pretty neat. Um, but when I say this stuff is better than the superhero training area, that's saying something. I mean it. I mean he had fun. Don't get me wrong, but there wasn't really much. There was mostly cardboard stuff, you know. Um, but he had fun in it. We went upstairs and we got into this area. I did take a long shot of this model ship that they had there, but it's because I like it. I thought it was cool. But there was a lot of neat and interesting stuff up on the second floor, which is where we are in this shot. And he drove on this boat here that I just panned at. They had that theater. Even I went under the ship a little bit, just to hang out with him. Thought if we interacted with him while he was doing all that stuff, he'd get more out of it, which he got plenty out of it. I mean, that kid was everywhere, bam. Again, energetic. So, I mean, he had fun, which is pretty much all that mattered. I mean, that was for him. The water park, that Children's Science Museum, that was for him. And I enjoyed watching him have fun, to be honest, as well. So I mean, it's not like I didn't have a good time, but that was for him. He had a lot of fun, and I had fun having fun with him. There's some pretty cool stuff there too. There's like some light ordeal where you picked which color you wanted more of, and there was a crazy mirrors thing. He got a kick out of that. I didn't get footage of it because I didn't want to just sit there record and no. But we all had a little bit of fun. So anyway, it gets to the point where we go ahead and we head her on out, and we're sitting in the parking lot going, and Princess asks me, well, what should we do next? It's like, well, what'd you have planned? It's like, well, this was pretty much it. The water park and the Children's Science Museum. I mean, it's just for Hunter, so I didn't really have a whole lot of other stuff planned. So I go ahead and I'm like, well, since we're here for the weekend, I mean, it was still pretty early yet. I mean, it wasn't even no, it was a little after 12. And like, well, we're still here for a whole day, and I'm not gonna go swimming all day. So my sister had called. Both my sisters called actually. They like to call me on my birthday, and my older sister will get the kids together, and she and the kids will sing me happy birthday over the phone, which I enjoy a lot. I mean, it's fun. They like doing it, so it's like, yeah, it was nice. It's a nice thing that they like to do. Um, and then my younger sister, she just started doing it because I think mostly because she has, well, her boyfriend has a child, and I don't know, they just started doing it. I mean, they usually tell me, happy birthday. All my friends and family do. But this time, my younger sister decided to call me in with her boyfriend's child. They sang happy birthday to me as well. And I told them where I was, and my sister was like, "Oh, you got to go to the aquarium. I mean, you're in Duluth. You got to go to the aquarium." So while sitting in the parking lot, I told Princess, "Well, why don't we go to the aquarium? I don't know where it is, but it's in Duluth. Let's go there." So we ended up going to the aquarium as well. So we arrived to the aquarium, and this is actually the otter area. But we end up getting to the aquarium, and there's a lot to see there. And actually, I'm not sure if I have enough to talk about through the clips of what went on through the aquarium, because I mean, we've seen a lot, but there's not much to talk about. Uh, they had some of that hydraulic water system stuff that you could see how like dams work and whatnot. They had a jungle gym, which I will show you in a second. Let me find that clip. Okay, here it is. I'll go ahead and put it right there. And that's their little jungle gym area. They have a little slide, which Critter did not go down, unfortunately. Well, it was kind of expected to. But if you take a look, they have stuff behind the glass. It's all fake stuff, though, because this is the children's playground. But it looked really neat in there. I was kind of jealous I couldn't go down the slide myself. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't go up all the way up these stairs because I'm an adult. I wasn't sure if that was gonna be stable enough. But they had a lot of stuff like that eel, those fish, and those tanks, which I thought all they were gonna do is have freshwater fish, like the fish you can see in not Lake Erie, I'm sorry, Lake Superior, which is where Duluth is located on. But looks like they had a few saltwater fish and whatnot there too. But it was all really cool. And my girlfriend, Disney Princess, she was so worried. She was like, because that past week, me and Critter, whenever we'd go out, I'd say, "Critter, hold someone's hand. We're crossing the parking lot, or we're in a store." So it's like, hold whose hand do you want to hold? And he would always go to my hand. And so through this whole thing, I'm pretty much holding his hand throughout the whole thing. And you kind of have to, because this kid's attention span is like, I mean, it goes so fast, which all you're really doing is looking, so I don't blame him. And I was that way when I was his age. But gosh, he was just looking everywhere. But anyway, so I have his hand, and Princess is like, "Hey, hon, don't why don't you go ahead and let me hold his hand? You go off and you look around. You get everything you want to see. That way we're not holding you up." And I'm thinking, hold me up. No, she used slow me down. Sorry, don't let us slow you down. It's like, slow me down? Are you kidding me? This kid is wound up so fast. I'm gonna blink and I'm gonna miss something. But I looked at it. I was like, "Nah, it's all good, darling. I got him. I'll take as much time as I need. I'll look through stuff a second time around. It's all good. I got this." But she was so worried that I was gonna miss something, and because I wanted to come here, it was my birthday, and this was one of the things I suggested we do because she didn't have anything else planned. So she just wanted to make sure I got everything. I'm like, "Nah, it's all good, darling. I got him. He's fine. I want to experience this with both of you. I want to make some memories. But anyway, there was another area that you could pet sturgeons. Now, I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right or pronouncing it right, I should say. But there was like a little sturgeon pool, and you could go up there. You could pet the fish, and they would come right up to you for to be petted too. I mean, there was this smaller one. I mean, there was a bunch of them in there. Some real big ones, a few smaller ones, but one of the smaller ones, you swear, he loved to be pet because he would just go right up to the edge of the thing, and he would stick his whole head up above the water and just let people pet him. I mean, it was great. We didn't get that good of a feel of the fish, but Critter and I I made sure he was going to be able to feel some fish. But it was a struggle. They didn't come up to the surface all the time, so we felt them. We got to pet them. That sounds so wrong. I'm sorry, but I'm not changing that. I don't care. We got to pet a couple. It wasn't as good as some other people were able to pet. But we had a lot of fun on that trip. At that aquarium. And after that, we went ahead and went to there's a grill and bar called Grandma's. And Princess was determined to take me there because it's such a good place to eat. And she was right. I got the cranberry burger. It's not what I don't think that's exactly what it's called, but it had cranberry cream cheese on it, which it was pretty good. I wouldn't order it again, but if someone ordered it and said, I don't like it," or "I'm too full, do you want it?" I would eat it. Totally. It was good enough for me to eat again. I just don't think I'd order it again. It wasn't that good, but it was pretty good. So after Grandma's Bar and Grill, or is it just Saloon? I think it's Grandma's Saloon. Anyway, either way, they're not paying me to say any of this. None of these places are, by the way. We go to the Harbor Museum, Duluth Harbor, or no, Duluth Boat Museum. I don't know, one of those two. It has history and parts from, both the harbor and the boats. So I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, we go there. I did take a lot of footage of the little models, as you can see right here, because I like them. They look neat to me. And we took in a lot of the sights. I mean, the small quarters that people got when they rode on one of these ships. Holy crap. I don't think I could. I'd get claustrophobic. This is coming from a kid who used to crawl take out all the pots and pans and crawl inside the cupboards when he was little. So, but holy crap. Yeah, I mean, there was some really neat stuff to look at. I didn't read too much on the history behind it. I just like looking at the stuff to take in the sights. It's just what I do. I know I'm a bonehead, but whatever. But we enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed ourselves a lot there. So, and that's really all the footage of the trip I have. We had a great time. We went to Uncle Louie's, like my little sister also suggested. Well, actually, her boyfriend suggested it. He said, "You gotta try it. It's really good. You gotta try it for breakfast." It's like, all right. And it was, if you guys ever watched Open Range, there's a little cafe in that movie. Uncle Louie's reminded me so much of that cafe because it was so narrow and streamlined. It was really neat. It was a nice little place. So, yeah, if you guys go down there, Grandma's Saloon, or up there, I should say, because we're in Minnesota. Duluth is north. Lake Superior is north of the U.S. Anyway, if anyone ever goes up there, Grandma's Saloon and Uncle Louie's Cafe, must see. It's or not must see, but it's a must try. They got pretty good stuff there. Alright, so we got through my vacation. Now it's time for the work drama. Alright, so you guys are aware of kind of what I do. I work at a foundry and whatnot. And for the sake of, privacy and whatnot, just like my girlfriend and her son, I'm going to replace names. We have a new guy started there for like 2 months ago, and we're gonna go call him Moron J because let's face it, he's a frigging moron. Now we're at this automatic core setter, and it sets the cores for you. He's been working with this computer that's connected to it for 2 months, and it's not really all that difficult. All you got to do is push a few buttons on the screen if you need to. So it's not really like it's a must thing that you have to do all the time. But when you trip a sensor, you got to do it. When anything happens, you have to manually do stuff. And we've been showing him how to do it practically every time, every day. I mean, he's not on there every day, but more he's on there more than usual because he needs to learn it. And we're doing this part that requires 3 cores at a time to get set in the molds. Well, at some point the mold, or not the mold, but the sensors get tripped and the cores are sitting over this mold. And I see him struggling again. So, I'm just on the other side of the machine. So I, go over there. It's a couple feet away, literally on the other side. I go over there, I walk over there, I show him that, you got to press that button first. You got to and after he presses the button to engage it, he knows what else to press. Well, he goes to the other screen that he needs, and before I can, and he's hesitant for a few seconds. And right before I show him which one he needs to press next, he pushes the button that drops the cores. Now, for the 2 months that we've been showing him how to do this, he's done the same mistake every time and frequently. The new guy on second shift has only been there for 2 weeks, and he can do it much better than Moron J. So there's something wrong here, all right? He's either just not smart enough to figure it out, or he doesn't want to. But anyway, so he drops the cores, and I kind of do a, gosh darn it gesture with my hand. And, he does this, oh, it's not a big deal wave with his hand towards the cores. And it's a loud place, and I do have a slight frustration in my voice now, but I look at him and I go, no, it's not no big deal. That mold is bad now. Those cores are bad. We can't use those anymore. And you got to start paying attention. You've been on this thing for 2 months. You got to pay more attention. We've been trying to tell you. And all of a sudden he turns to me and goes, you cannot yell at me like that. I'm a human being. And I look at him and I'm like, I'm not yelling at you. It's just loud in here. And I feel like I gotta talk loudly. We have earplugs in our ears. You're not gonna hear me in my normal voice. Now this goes on for a little while, along with, he goes, F you, you cannot yell at me like that. I am a human being. F you, you are not the boss of me. You are not my boss. F you. He does that for quite a while, and again, I'm trying to, reason with him, I'm not yelling at you, it's just loud. But after a while, it's like, okay, well, we got to get this going so we can get the line back up and running. He's like, F you, you cannot yell at me. You do it. I don't know how. You do it. And right as he turns away, that's when I snap. I turn to him and I go, you want me to effing yell at you? This is me effing yelling at you. If you can't figure out the effing pay attention to what you're effing doing, then get the F on the other side of the effing line. And he looks at me like, what the hell just happened? And he goes, F you cannot yell at. I'm gonna effing yell at you. You wanna effing pay attention? I'm gonna effing yell at you. I wasn't effing yelling at you before, but I sure as FM now. Now get on the other side of the line. So after I say that part of it, I go around to where I normally was. I got my radio because we can have radios there, and I go to the side he was on, the computer side, and I'm like, go to the other side of the line. He's like, F you, you can no F you. You can't seem to do this effing job, so get the F on the other line. Don't want to effing pay attention? Get the F over there now. And as he's turning away, because he doesn't like getting yelled at. He didn't like being told, you gotta pay attention. You gotta learn how to do this. He don't like that stuff. So as he's turning around to walk away, he's like, I'm not gonna effing talk to you anymore. My first thought was, good. As long as you listen to me when I say, hey, look out, or hey, not yet, I don't care. Don't talk to me. What I should have done was turn around and go, I don't effing care. I don't want you to effing talk to me. But I didn't. Now I know that's not exactly the way I should have handled it. But after a few minutes of F you, you're not the boss of me, F you, I don't know, F you this, F you that, he's trying to push the buttons. He's been seeing what he can get away with, who he can walk over. And at this point, I'm not going to let him walk over me. So I let him have it. I show him that not everyone is going to pander to you, and you are actually going to do your job or you're going to get yelled at. Because supervisors they've had complaints before about other people. All they do is talk to them, and then nothing changes. The person keeps doing what they were doing before, and they just basically get away with it. And I wanted to show this guy, you know what? No, enough's enough. You're not going to walk all over me. This isn't going to keep going on. This is real. This is what's going on. Do your thing, or I just had it. And I did what everyone else was wanting to do. So, and I felt pretty relieved after that. So now a few minutes have gone by since the outburst. And Big S, our forklift driver, he comes over here. I can tell he's holding back a smile. And he gets all up close and does that finger poke. And he goes, you don't be yelling at my Somali friend again. I'm like, F you, Big Steve. Get your fat butt back on the forklift and get out of here. I'll yell at you too if I have to. And everyone on that line heard me, by the way. And Big S must have told Old B what he said and suggested he do something, because he walks over, big ass smile on his face, and he does the same thing. Yeah, don't go yelling at my Somali friend again. And right back, I just go, F you, Old B. I ain't afraid of you. I'll yell at you too. And I mean, I knew they were kidding around, so it's not like I was going to take them seriously. And you could tell. Usually at where I work, you can tell when someone's goofing around or serious, and they were totally goofing on me. And now, from where we were working to the guy that puts the hot metal in the molds, it's all about half a basketball court away, I'm thinking. I mean, it's a decent distance. I didn't think that he would have heard me from there. But sure enough, the next day, Moron J doesn't come down to the sitting area that we normally meet at when he normally does. I mean, he shows up a little later. But before he shows up, Farmer K, he looks at me and goes, Tink. Now, he doesn't use my name, Tink. He uses my actual name. But he looks at me and he says, Tink, did you yell at Moron J again and made him quit? And I look at him, not yet. Not this time anyway. And again, later that week, frickin' we don't need as many people on the line. So they send Moron J down to an area where you work on the cores. And about 10 to 20 minutes later, one of the higher ups walks up to me and goes, "Tink, we need your help down at the core area. Can you go ahead and go over there and help out?" And depending on what cores they're doing, I don't like going down there, but I go, "Yeah, all right, I'll go down there and help." Well, what they're doing down there is they're screwing cores together. And Moron J has stripped 4 bits already doing this. And now I can see stripping one, and because you're not used to doing it. You're not used to working however that is they're working this. So they have Moron J go cleaning up down by the area, and I basically took over. And I strip out one. I strip one out in about 4 minutes, but after that, I catch on to. I'll figure out how to actually get it going smoothly. And the guy who was in charge down there, he walks up to me and he goes, "Is it working better for you now? Is it, are we good? Is it going good for you?" Because, I was struggling at first. He's like, "Yeah, no, it's going fine now." It's like, and he tells me, "Well, all right, that's good. Yeah, we were just having a hard time with him, you know, earlier." And it's like, "Yeah, we have a hard time when he's involved with things too." And then later, near the end of the day, Farmer C takes off, doing the sweeping because Medic D comes and takes his place for break. Well, Farmer C doesn't come back. He likes being on the sweeper and all that fun stuff. He's lazy. He doesn't like doing much, which I can't blame him, but yeah. Anyway, so Medic D, he looks at me and he goes, "Tink, did you yell at James and throw him off this area again?" It's like, "No, I didn't. That was actually that guy." And I point to the guy who was in charge. And I ask him, "I'm not gonna, you guys aren't gonna let that one down, are you?" It's like, "No, they haven't let down the time that I backed up the semi into a wall. I'm pretty sure we're not letting this one go anytime soon." Oh, I chuckled, and we basically get done with work. But haven't gotten crap for it lately, but yeah, it's that was a week, I tell you what. So the reason why this vlog is so late is because I ended up getting sick that week and I was gonna do it. Um, Critter ended up throwing up at preschool, and after they got home, well, he was fine and dandy. He was playing around, he was jumping around, that sort of thing, bouncing off the walls, the typical 4-year-old thing. So the preschool thought, well, maybe he just ate too fast. Um, Friday, Disney Princess gets sick. She thinks it's from the soup they had the previous night. The same soup that she packed me for a lunch, the sweet dear. Um, but she texts me that morning and she's like, "I'm sick, don't eat the soup." Luckily, I haven't eaten the soup. So I go ahead and I throw the soup out. And later that day after work, I ask her how she's doing, and she says she's been throwing up and all that fun stuff. So I go ahead and I text her, "All right, I'll be over there today after work." And she texts me back, "Well, no, I don't want you getting sick. It's not a big deal. Just stay home." But I don't care. I go out, I buy everything I need to help make her feel better. Basically all the home brewing stuff. Got the apple cider vinegar for a bath because it's supposed to suck out the toxins in your body. I get the bottle of Sprite because that's supposed to help, settle your stomach, which they do put something in all pops to help keep food down. Because the amount of sugar they put in pop, our bodies would naturally throw it up because that's too much sugar they put in there. So they added this ingredient that keeps us from throwing up. That's why they tell you drink Sprite, drink 7 Up, drink Sierra Mist. but it's the lighter ones. You can't just drink Pepsi or Coke and whatever. It's got to be the lighter ones. Those three usually. Anyway, so I get that. I get the saltine crackers. I get Campbell's chicken noodle soup because that's what you get. I mean, I suppose you could do like progressive or homemade chicken noodle soup, but I go for Campbell's. It's cheap, it's easy. That's what I would eat. That's what I'm used to eating. Anyway, so I get that Jello, the works, and I go over there, and I also figured, you know what, Hunter is probably going to be a handful. When you're sick, you don't want to try and deal with anything. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to help her out. And I get there. He's taken care of. He's running around, or no, he's actually playing with his Legos, watching cartoons. She's in the bed. He has lunch out on the table, so he's been taken care of. It's not like she's neglecting him or anything. But I go ahead and go. You know what? Here's some Sprite, and she hates anything carbonated, so she took a sip, and that was it. She threw up right away, but she took a sip, so not enough to help her keep things down. And I basically have keep her laying down. I run her a bath. I have her take a bath. I clean up the apartment a bit because it's messy and she's sick. The thing you do is clean up the apartment. That way, when she gets better, it's one less thing for her to worry about while she's sick. And then eventually, later that weekend, Saturday. I mean, she's completely better by Saturday morning, if not Saturday afternoon. And we go to my sister's because she's having a essential oils party selling thing. So by the time, and it's in the evening, so by the time we're like halfway there, and I, my stomach feels like there's a burp stuck in it. It feels tight. So I don't think anything of it. I think it's just a burp that I gotta wiggle out. Well, near the end or in the middle of my sister's oils thing, I go to the bathroom and it's diarrhea or worse. You go ahead and put your imagination to work. I'm not going to get into detail, but after that, I go and I look at her and I'm like, babe, we gotta go. I'm not feeling good. And so I'm having her drive, and so she goes gets Critter, and while she's getting Critter, my sister takes this thing called Nijinsink, or I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but she's been doing the essential oils drinkable stuff. This thing's called a ginseng. She's getting a little bit for everyone to try, and she looks at me and goes, "Tink, take this. This one's yours. Go ahead and take that. It'll help you feel better." I have no idea what it is at this time, so it's a little shot glass full. So I slam that down, and she goes, "Here, take Disney princesses too. It'll help." So I take that one down. About between then and getting Critter in the car seat, that takes 5 minutes. I'm running to the edge of her driveway, and I stop short of a vehicle, and I hold it down, and I'm breathing heavy, trying to keep it down because I hate throwing up. If I can avoid it, I will. Seconds later, I'm on my knees at the edge of the driveway, throwing up. And after that happens, I feel fantastic. Just great. Long enough to show my brother-in-law my new vehicle, which I bought a new vehicle. I was tired of fixing up my current one, so I got a new one. Ford Escape. I love it. 2013. Great. Fantastic. I show my brother-in-law, who's disappointed that I didn't go with him to go car shopping, but he's liking the vehicle. And as long as I'm happy, he says it's a great vehicle. It looks good. As long as you're happy, he's happy. So, great. But, so about 20 minutes after I puke, I'm starting to feel a little achy again. So, and we end up going home to her place. And I spend the night there because my bed's not made at home here. I'm not going to make it to my place. But go to bed, and in the morning, I go, oh, hand me my phone. I'll just text Jake. Bleh. Hand me my phone and I'll text my brother to come pick me up. And she looks at me and is like, no, you don't have to go. I'll take care of you. I was like, are you sure? I mean, I don't want to get you sick. I'll just text Jacob. She says, no, don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. And I go, no, maybe I should. I should text my brother. That way he can pick me up. You guys don't get sick. He's like, no, no, no. That's okay. I'd rather have you here than be worried about you when you're at home. At least this time, this round, I can take care of you while you're here. It's fine. It's like, okay, I will stay here. I would love to stay here, and okay, as long as it's not a problem, as long as it's no convenience, I will stay here, and I will, go that route. And the sweetheart that she is, she took care of me. I I was I felt better later that night. Sunday I still had a little bit of a thing. I still stayed in bed, but by Monday, actually by Sunday night I was good. My head was a little dizzy still, a little foggy, so I didn't go into work on Monday, but my stomach was pretty good. I tell you what though, I had I oh going to the bathroom, my poop smelled like Sprite. That's how much solids I did not. That there was no solids in that thing, and it smelled like Sprite. It was bad, guys. I tell you what. Um, but yeah, so that's why this vlog is so late. But look at all the stuff I was able to cram in there. Look at that. Actually, the only thing that was crammed in here from when I was originally going to do it is the whole getting sick part. So everything else happened before I got sick. But yeah, so that's vlog number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit about my life. Like and subscribe if you liked it. I got a bunch of gaming videos you can watch. Have at it, enjoy, and I will see you next time when I do another vlog. Probably next month. Wow, I can't speak. Probably next month sometime. Hopefully sooner than this one, but we'll see what happens. All right, have a good one.